Hello there, I'm Christine Bentley in studio with Sharon Caddy, and joining us now is Kathy Buckworth, the award-winning expert on, well, Sharon, I think just about everything, don't you think?
I think so. She's a go-to for me.
Yeah, for just about
no pressure, ladies. No pressure at all. Yeah.
So if you're not seeing her on TV somewhere, you're reading something she's written, and so welcome, Kathy,
Thanks.
And you're here to talk about what we want to hear about, all-inclusives.
I love all-inclusives.
I know, it's like you go, you don't have to worry about,
right? All the details, right? That's the best part.
All the details. It's like all included.
It's a great way to do a few things, which is you're absolutely right, risk-free. All the details are taken care of, your transfers, your flights, accommodations, and it's also, a way to stay on budget. A lot of the time, right? So you know exactly what you're going to spend going in. You're not at the last minute saying, yeah, I'm going to, go out to this fancy restaurant, or include things that, you're on the spur of the moment, which is, we're on vacation. Everyone says, let's do something special.
Sure.
Where a lot of those things are included.
But are there things, now there have got to be all-inclusive, and then there's all-inclusive.
Like
you have to know what you're shopping for.
And that's what I wanted to talk about today. So sort of tips about what's included and what you think might be included, but isn't always. So to save you some sort of trouble once you're there. So, what's included is typically you're going to get your flights there, your transfers from the airport to your accommodation, and then meals and alcohol. And alcohol.
Yeah.
And, and I want to sort of break down all of those things for you because they can be quite different. So, of course, flights are going to be included. I mean, things that won't be included for you are, and we'll talk about this maybe a bit later, are baggage fees. If the airline that you're traveling on, Air Canada Vacations or WestJet Vacations, if they charge a first bag fee, you're going to pay the first bag fee. Yeah. So you're going to pay that to the airline. So things like that won't be included. Meals on the airplane are never included anymore. So, you got to take those into account.
Sometimes tipping is or isn't included as well.
Sometimes tipping is or isn't included at the resort or even on the transfers, right? Often the transfers, you're taking a separate sort of a van or a bus to get to your resort. Check on that as well. The transfers cost is normally included, but what has thrown me a couple of times, or once in particular, was really bad, is arriving at the airport in Mexico with my husband and two kids who were quite young at the time and finding out it was another 2.5-hour bus ride to the resort.
Yeah.
So check the distance, and that isn't always evident when you go on. What's the transfer time? And that will be indicated somewhere. Good to know if you have young kids traveling.
For sure.
And also great to check because we also went to a very nice all-inclusive on the Mayan Riviera. Mm-hmm. Golf was included. Uh-huh. But not the storage of your clubs.
Right.
So, and none of the stuff that was happening on the beach. So all the stuff that our kids wanted to do, like parasailing and Sudoing and all that,
not included.
And going deep sea fishing, and there was always a boat, and there was something, and so that started to pile up. But at least for little kids, every time they go and get a chicken finger and a glass of pop or a glass of juice, you're not having to
two really great points, Christine, because one of the things that happens is, you go on the website with your kids and you go, we're going to go windsurfing every day, and we're going to go and see it, and you get there and you go, how much a day?
Yeah.
And so, just know whether it is or isn't included, so you're not sort of taken by surprise, and you're either disappointing kids or you're spending more money than you want to. Yeah. Great point on the meals, too. What I love about all-inclusive meals, and particularly maybe the buffet, is the kids have a lot of freedom and selection, and as parents, we're always like, you got to eat that, I paid for that. It's very stressful, right, when you're eating out with your kids sometimes, whereas you don't feel that so much here. They can take just the portion they need in buffet, and if they don't finish it, it's not quite as stressful. You don't want food waste, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite like you've paid specifically for that meal.
The thing that I liked about it is that when you're on vacation, when you're home, there are meals, you go to school at a certain time, you have breakfast at a certain time, lunch at a certain time, dinner because you've got hockey after a ballet or whatever. So when you go on a vacation, it's kind of nice that people can kind of wake up when they want, eat when they want, that it's not quite so strict.
Great when you're traveling with teens, right? Especially who would keep different hours.
Yeah,
they do.
So our rule was we're having dinner together. The rest of the day, you do whatever, and after dinner, do whatever. So then you're not having to say, oh, you need money because you're hungry now.
That's right, exactly.
You need money because you're hungry now.
Right.
Or
one thing to watch on the meals, though, and I know this is the case in several resorts that I've been to, is that while the food is included, the food at the buffet restaurants is included. If you want to go to the nice sit-down restaurants, it's extra.
Oh,
so again, if you're looking at the website and saying, oh, let's go to the Italian place this night, or let's go to the nice French place, not always included. So you want to maybe budget for that if you're thinking of doing that. Also, wine is often not included. So if you're a wine drinker versus a mixed drinker, you can sometimes ask for a house wine, but honestly, it comes in like, I don't know, a barrel that they took off the back of a truck somewhere. It's not the greatest wine, is what I'm saying. So you're gonna pay extra for a nice bottle of wine. Some places don't even offer wine except at dinner time. So if that is part of your vacation strategy, I'm just saying you want to know if that's included or not.
And the other thing is, swimming with the dolphins is never
included.
Exactly.
Ever. Never included. Another thing you want to check, and part of the reason this is so top of mind for you right now, is I'm actually leaving tomorrow, going to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic with my 12-year-old son for a 4-day, I call it our PD day getaway. He's got a PD day coming up on Tuesday. Of course, we booked through the pctravel.ca website, used my PC MasterCard and got double points.
Nice.
And they just launched that service last week.
How did you get double points?
You always do when you book through the pctravel.ca website. So you get double PC Plus points on that site when you use your PC MasterCard.
That's my new thing.
That's your new thing. They just launched the service a couple of weeks ago, so I'm happy to be trying it out this weekend.
No, we talked about it, but I didn't realize you got double points.
So a great advantage. And so great points that I can use and redeem, obviously, at Loblaws banner. Yeah. Absolutely.
Or Joe Fresh.
That's my favorite. So part of the reason that this is so top of mind to me, I've been going through the process this week. Couple of things. Check the exit and entry fees into the country that you're going to. So for the Dominican, I have to pay $10 US when we get there per person. I did check to make sure I didn't have to buy a pass online first, because that happened to me when I went to Argentina. I actually had to buy the visa/entry fee online before I went there. So check those. And you know what? The all-inclusive providers won't always point that out to you, so it's up to you. Find out what you need. My exit fee from Dominican, maybe I won't pay it and stay there, I don't know, is $20 US a person. So good to know, right? Good to have that on hand when you go.
Can you put all that on your card, I hope?
Good question. I'm going to find out when I'm there, because it said US, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I'm flying out tomorrow, and I never bring a whole bunch of cash.
Exactly. So that's why you want to check, right, Christine, in case they do insist on cash, right, when you get there. Otherwise, you're at an ATM.
No, I'm not going on an all-inclusive. Right. I'm just getting on a plane. So if they want first baggage fee, if you don't take Visa, well... Yeah, you're... Well, they're not going to charge
They always take those. So check that. Check, as important for us as it is for the kids, check vaccinations that might be required. Yep. Easy to find out. Go on the Government of Canada website about that information. And, if you do end up, a couple of years ago, we got Twin Ricks. We were going to Mexico. Make sure you write that down, your kids' vaccination schedule, and make note of it yourself. I was asked about it the other day, and I had to go back through old photographs to see when we went to Mexico to figure out what year it was that he got the vaccination. So write that down somewhere, always smart. Check the weather. I mean, most all-inclusives, of course, you're going somewhere for sun and sand, but just check to make sure they're not going through a cold spell, or it's going to be raining, so you have the right things with you. Or, you can plan to do other things besides sit on the beach, have enough books, etc.
And also, you probably want to check if there's a drugstore and a doctor on site, because the big ones usually do have a pharmacy and a doctor.
Great advice. Yeah, absolutely. And, take your own medication if you need it. Don't count on, if you've been to an all-inclusive resort, often they're quite a village among itself, if you know what I mean. So it's hard to get out to the towns, etc., if you wanted to find special medications or things like that. So take what you need, particularly if you're traveling, obviously, with babies, and you want things like you need the diapers or the formula or the special baby food. Make sure you have those things. I wanted to mention in particular a couple of places that I really like for family. We always talk a little bit about family vacations versus girls' getaway. And family, I love Club Med for family vacations. And that's not where I'm going this weekend, actually. I've been to them before, but they have a great thing called Baby Club Med, where they actually set up your room with cribs, with a diaper genie, like awesome. Usually you're throwing it in the hotel garbage. In the buffet dining area, they actually have a separate Baby Club Med station where they give you all the ingredients to make your own baby food. It's really fantastic.
On vacation.
Yeah, while on vacation. I know. Anyway.
Are there nannies standing by?
A lot of them do have babysitting. A lot of them do have babysitting on board, which is awesome. So I just wanted to mention that. And when you're thinking about all-inclusive, another thing to consider is not just sun, there are ski all-inclusives, which I love. Yeah, so I was lucky enough to try one out last year with a Club Med in Valmorel in France, and what's great about that is in Club Med in particular, there's lessons provided for the kids, included, lift tickets, included. These are the things that add up on a ski holiday. So, my big advice through all of this then is just to make sure that you check the fine print, so to speak. Make sure you know what you're getting. Make sure you know what you're not getting. And that's important when you go to a site like a pctravel.ca, which is easy to find where you want to go. You enter how many people, when you want to go, etc. But when the resorts pop up to you, don't just take it at face value. That's my advice. Go on to their websites. So if it comes up, you should go to Club Med, you should go to Iberostar, you should go to, Beaches, Breezes. Go to their websites and see exactly what they're including in those locations, because you might not get all the information you need from the travel amalgamator.
Well, and when you're spending money on a vacation, you want to be fully satisfied with what you've got and and relax.
And relax, exactly.
And you want everybody to be happy, no matter what the age.
You do, and as you pointed out earlier, Christine, I love that. The great thing about them is you can do sort of what you want, because there's always something going on. The meal times are variable, so that's what a vacation should be all about, right? Not trying to manage everyone very specifically. So big fan of all-inclusives, but do your homework. Big advice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Kathy Buckworth.
Thank you so
and you'll
much.
Be back in a few weeks to tell us more.
I will.
I don't know, Positano, Dominican Republic.
I'm just jealous. I'm not even talking.
Poor me.
We will be back on What She Said in just a moment with a new segment called Your Story, Your Future. This is all about TD Wealth and showing women how to manage their money. We'll be right back.
That was great.
You were awesome.
It'll go so quickly.